It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Hey, Adam. Driving question. So when you're going down a street 5-10 miles an hour and you're looking for a turn, take the turn without a signal, and then someone's behind you and they honk. Is this a result of people relying on the signal as opposed to looking at what the car's doing? Because I believe in signaling, but if you're going so slow and you're taking a turn and then you don't signal and people honk, am I wrong or what's going on here? All right, thank you.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
I don't know what's going on there. Use your fucking signals, everyone. Just do it. Just please do it. I use the shit out of my signals. Yeah. It's fine. I switch lanes all the time on the freeway. I start signaling because I want people to know what it is I'm planning on doing.
I don't understand people who don't. It's like the first thing you learn. Why do you all of a sudden be like, I'm not going to use it. I'm just not going to use the signal.
Back when I was in high school, one of the pretty girls said that she found it sexy when guys use their turn signals.
Oh, well, there you go.
That got me.
Yeah, it's hot. That's how I met my first girlfriend. She
Are
was
you
behind
turning
me.
left? Fuck.
Oh, God. Yeah. What year's that? A Zuzu Trooper?
Jesus Christ, that clicking sound.
Is that a cloth interior? You're making me so hot. So Mike August does not signal. I've asked him about it, and he says he doesn't like people knowing what he's doing.
What?
And I'm
While
like,
driving?
I'm like, yeah, when I'm beating off in the shower, fine. But when driving, better to let them know what you're doing. And then he makes me nervous because he's always driving, and he'll start switching lanes on the freeway. And I'm like, I don't know if the person who's in your blind spot knows what you're doing.
Yeah.
Keep them guessing.
That's
is
right.
not a road motto.
All right. What do you got, Dawson? Got some news?
Yeah, well, let's start here. Matthew McConaughey has recently said that he and Woody Harrelson might be brothers. Mm-hmm. If there was ever a bullshit PR campaign
yes,
you've ever heard in your life. He did say, now they have a bromance. I love that word. Mm-hmm. They've kind of dug on each other since they worked together in True Detective.
Since they slept together, yes.
They are both the most comfortable in their own skin human beings ever. And that's what their attraction is.
Yeah.
Right.
People don't know why we're attracted to people.
Yeah.
We are insanely attracted to comfortable in their own skin people.
Yeah, they have the same energy, exact same energy.
Matthew McConaughey is very comfortable because in a recent interview, he also outed his mom as a whore. He said that basically the Harrelson clan and the McConaughey clan were vacationing in Greece, and Matthew McConaughey's mother was there. And at one point, they're having drinks around a fire or whatever, and Matt McConaughey's mother says, "So, Woody, I knew your father." And McConaughey says, you could hear the ellipses and know that she was saying, I slept with your father.
Right.
However, Matthew McConaughey was raised in his mother's house. He'd be fully aware if she gave birth to Woody Harrelson. Turns out the two are working on a new show on Apple TV. It's called Brother from Another Mother. This sounds tailor-made, like a nice PR stupid thing, and everybody's going to pick it up just like we.
Isn't Woody older than Matthew, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
So wouldn't...
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I don't know how your mom's
I guess my
pregnant.
math doesn't work because he is older.
Yeah.
So you're right.
So she could have popped one out and
She
then
could
not.
have.
Right.
Apparently they were... McConaughey's parents were divorced like 3 times and then remarried.
What a horror, right?
Yeah, so they can... Here's the thing. They could figure this out with a DNA test, right?
Sure they could.
Right. All right. So the answer is...
They're not brothers.
Take the DNA test or shut the fuck up, hipster.
They are saying that they're thinking about that, so that may be the next step. But certainly it won't happen until after this TV show is out. The first ever smart gun with fingerprint and facial recognition.
8 years older Woody is at 61.
There
Sorry,
you
go ahead.
Okay. So McConaughey wouldn't have known. First ever smart gun with facial recognition and a unlocking system is going to hit the market.
Facial recognition.
Facial recognition,
Look how big that gun is.
If they're going to put a camera on the gun, I hope it's behind the sight and not at the end of the barrel. Because if you have to unlock it by pointing it at your face.
So this is obviously to prevent kids or anyone else to pick up the gun. The gun won't work if it's not your fingerprint or your face.
Exactly. Like you can, as the owner of the gun, you can have other people who are allowed to use their gun, the fingerprint or the facial recognition will unlock it. And then the gun can be in use. But I've noticed that as things get smarter, people get dumber. When we grew up, we knew, I don't know, no less than 30 individual phone numbers. How many do you know now?
Like,
0.
No,
except for maybe your mom's.
If you're counting even each digit, I don't get to 30. Yes. So someone was saying, well, this is good because it's going to change the game. And I'm like, yeah, but there are 400 million other guns out that do not possess this technology. So it's not going to slow things. It's not going to change the game. Maybe in 50 years it'll help.
It's just going to make people a little less careful because the gun got smarter.
It'll also have it'll be shown in movies. They'll do the scene where the guy shoots the cop and then his partner's coming, he's getting his gun and he's taking his dead hand
and putting it on
the print, like waving in front of his face.
Now, here's the thing though, because we all know when you put on your phone and you try to do the thing, you have the incorrect. Now a burglar breaks in, you go to get the gun and you're just like, oh my God, what's that? And then it locks you out and you're like, what? And you try to do that thing, you put your finger on it. It's like, I don't recognize you.
Right.
And then it's at night and you have your glasses on and just recognize your face and you're like,
your
it's
hand
me.
is incredibly sweaty.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you try
that'll
to activate your gun.
That's definitely happened. I know my own code and I still can't get into my phone sometimes.
Absolutely.
So we all agree it's a bad idea. Now, on to some music news. I don't know if you've seen the unfolding Motley Crue drama, but let me tell you this. I love Motley Crue. I especially love Motley Crue news that has nothing to do with Tommy Lee's dick.
Is there any?
It's
been a while.
9 out of 10 stories is Tommy Lee's dick. But we have
I
just
didn't know
been,
there were other people in that group.
over the last couple
Besides
months.
him and his dick. That's it. It's just Tommy and his dick.
He's playing the drums, the cock's on bass guitar,
It's a big cock. He can fucking do everything.
laying that funky groove down.
I mentioned in the toolbox there should be a band called Tommy Lee's Dick.
Oh, yeah.
Tommy Lee's dick should play every instrument.
I agree.
Done.
Well, a couple of months ago, this started to unfold. Mick Mars, the original guitar player from Motley Crue, has a major body degenerative disease.
I did read that, yes.
He can, barely stand on his own anymore. And Motley Crue was going to go out on this other tour, and Mick Mars released a press release that said he's going to take a step back and only play some major shows. But for the most part, he's not going to do the big road thing. But he's still a member of the band. 2 days later, Motley Crue releases a press release saying that we loved working with Mick. He was a great member of this band. He's no longer in the band. Our new guitarist is this guy named John Five.
Wow.
Mick Mars gets pissed.
I thought they said we're cutting your pay to 25% or
that's
something.
Coming. That's
coming.
coming.
That's coming.
That's coming.
That's so.
So Mars asks for 25% of the tour as his right as a quarter member of Motley Crue. He did not quit the band. He asked for 25%. Crue offers him 5%.
The Motley Crue.
Motley Crue offers Mick Mars 5%. Mick ain't going for that, so he's striking hard. He has filed suit of the band, and the latest bit of drama is he accuses the band of something that's very widely known in rock and roll circles. When you see Motley Crue play live, they're not playing live. They've done this for years.
Wow.
Everybody knows it. We might have some examples to throw up.
Really?
Wow, I did not know this.
I never liked...
Mick Mars says in his quote that he is the only one
who plays live
in that band.
What about Tommy Lee's cock? Is he playing that bass?
Always live. Always live, that cock is.
Well, we do have a piece of footage here taken from a cell phone. You got to listen closely. This is footage of Tommy Lee and his drum tech finally dialing in the drums, but the drums start playing before Tommy actually gets up there. It's about a second and a half missing. Let's watch this.
Oh, yeah.
There you got the hi-hat and the count.
Ah, yeah.
Yep.
And they acted like they knew something because...
Right. Now, let me explain to you what you just saw.
Yes.
When bands play with a backing track, that backing track not only plays the instruments for them, but gives them it's on a specific timeline. It's 1 hour before a show starts, there'll be a clock that goes 59:59, and you hit start. And that track is going to play, and it's going to play no matter what. So you have to catch up with it. This is partly done to keep Tommy Lee on time. Mm-hmm. So he can have, but usually they just put a click track in the back. But it is pretty obvious to do that. Do we find any Vince Neil lip syncing?
All right.
No.
Okay, so they don't even sing live. So I don't understand.
Well,
So
Vince said that he lost his voice years ago. He just can't do it.
I always thought Motley Crue sucked. My whole thing is we have Deep Purple and Led Zeppelin and The Who. We have real fucking bands, don't we? What are we doing with Motley Crue? But I didn't get any of the hair 80s.
Oh, I did, but that was
these guys all suck. Well, how are we going to get from The Who to Cinderella? You expect me to go along on that journey? You bunch of fucking guys wearing Aquanet and fucking kissing potion and rouge and shit, sounding like shit? I never got it. I was always like, all these guys suck. All of them. Some are better than others, but I was always like...
Bon Jovi didn't suck.
Yeah, they didn't suck, but...
And he still sings live. I've seen him in concert. And he's
Led
still
Zeppelin and The Who.
No, I get it.
We don't need that.
That to me is
Deep
just
Purple,
so...
for Christ's
if you're a real diehard Krug person, you love them.
Why would you?
I don't know why you would.
Then you don't like music,
I know.
or you don't know what it is.
Did you see
or
the
something.
people... Anyway, here's the thing. You don't care. Just play. Even if you play like garbage, they're still going to love you.
Yeah,
the fact that you don't play, then they're going to start hating you. Just play and sound terrible.
I'd like to clear something up. I have said I'm against these backing tracks.
Yeah.
But I would be for them if I ever have to see that fucking band Fish again.
Oh, gross.
Because let's
you're not
keep
gonna get one there.
these songs to 3.5. Could we,
Oh,
bro?
yeah. Oh, my God.
You fucking going on some psilocybin fucking jam
to
for 14
them.
minutes.
Well, everybody listening to it is also shrooming, so they're...
I went and got a beer, took a piss, and came back, and you guys were on the same fucking song?
Same song.
And I don't know what the fuck it is? Fish can have a backing track.
And they won't. They're the only band that will not. But every other band that plays an arena or a stadium show, there is a 99% chance that they are using backing tracks. It's
band, not performer.
done.
I just watched Stevie Nicks and Billy Joel, and they were amazing, and it was clear that they were, singing and playing. But let me ask you a question. So when you've got the backing track, so he's on the drums, he's hitting the drums.
Oh, yeah.
Is it any sound coming from the drums or no?
He's playing with himself.
So he's playing with himself.
He is playing along.
And what about the guitar players, though? Are they playing with themselves or no?
Somehow the internet has been scrubbed of wonderful video.
Mick says
I saw one 2 weeks ago of Vince Neil singing "Girls, Girls, Girls,"
right?
Or "Looks That Kill," and puts the mic to the audience,
shit, yeah.
and you can clearly hear Vince singing.
Yeah,
so he's not singing.
So he's not singing. But what about the people playing the
Mick
guitars?
Mars is going after the entire band.
All right. Well, let's just break it down. First things first. If you Mick Mars, if you are not able to perform, then we're going to have to cut some salary here.
Right.
But if you're a founding member of the band and there's intellectual property and people are going to see the band that you helped name back in 1984, then that has some value.
That does.
So you get 25% if you show up and fulfill your bodily duties on stage.
Okay.
That's the highest you're going to get. Now, how many gigs are you going to miss? What's the intellectual property part of this worth? And let's just find some number. I mean, I think reasonable people can say if you're going to miss 62% of the gigs, then we're going to have to cut. But he should get
some money, and he's dying. So we're
going to have to cut into this, right? And then 5% is not enough. for the intellectual property.
Agreed.
So somewhere between 25 and 5,
yeah.
and let's see what we can arrive at.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think there could have been, but they're acting like a bunch of high school girls.
Well,
right now.
and what's worse is that Tommy Lee's dick gets, 35%.
Top billing.
That's
Always.
Like, it's 35
If I told you once,
to
I
the
told you
dick.
1,000 times. It's Tommy Lee's dick first, then puppet show.
That's right. All right, what else we got?
I feel bad
we
for
might have
John
found
5, by the way.
Oh, is this
we have found the clip.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh.
Let's just kickstart my heart.
That's not girls. They sound exactly the same.
Yeah, they do.
This is girls.
That is girls, okay.
But
They
you're a
both
big
start with
Crue
the
fan.
motorcycle thing.
From this angle, Vince Neil just looks like an overweight, middle-aged mom in like.
Well,
Doesn't it just look like a mom going to Walmart?
here's the problem. Whatever we made fun of in the 80s, these guys have to ride it to the grave.
Yeah.
Everyone else could have got a fucking haircut and moved on.
Bon Jovi did.
Chovy did?
He grew up at the time.
That's right.
Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
so
obviously.
he takes the mic away. You can hear him sing
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, then he walks off the stage.
I feel bad for John 5, the guitarist who probably absolutely adores Mick Mars and Motley Crue,
yeah.
and he's just trying to
On the
play
middle.
guitar on this.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to other news. Have you guys seen that show Beef on Netflix?
I haven't yet.
I haven't either.
No.
With Ali Wong and
yeah.
Oh, I did. Yes.
You
I
watched it?
Sorry. Yes.
Did you like it?
It's, it's sort of fine, but not really that good. Like, it's a little unnecessary.
All right.
I mean, just sort of like, you get like 20 minutes in and you're like,
Yeah.
that's not what's really happening here. Like,
It's a series, right? It's not a film.
yeah, it's fine.
Okay,
It's not,
fine.
not
Okay.
that fine.
All right.
Okay. So Ali Wong is making news because of a comedy special she did 3 years ago. It's resurfacing
Yeah,
now.
I remember this. She's pregnant with her second, I believe.
Yeah, and Jody, in your dating experience with a dude, maybe a dude that you liked, has there ever been a guy who just wouldn't sleep with you on the first date and you would have slept with him?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever think about why that person did not sleep with you?
No, because I eventually got him to sleep with me, and he cried while we were having sex. True story.
Really?
Well, along those lines,
Hold
let's
on.
see.
Why'd he cry?
Because I swear to God, he said, "Oh, I didn't want to fuck you tonight." And he was like, and you're making me fuck you. And I was like, this is terrible. Stop. This is a terrible, like, bedroom talk. Oh my God. And then he literally, after he came, he cried. I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. And
It's like, you're wearing those slacks with the Gila monster on it, and I just couldn't stop. I couldn't stop myself.
I literally was like, you cannot cry in this bedroom. And then later, I don't know how this happened, but we started fooling around again. And as we were we were like, I don't even know at what point we weren't having sex again, but all I did was I just grabbed the box of tissue and I was like, for your tears. Because I knew he was going to cry again. And that
So
was
you
the last time I saw
belittled him
I
after
did,
the-
Wow.
yes. You
Yeah,
don't
I like
cry
it.
while you're fucking a
Yeah.
comic, first of
No,
all. That's
right.
the first mistake.
That shit's coming
like,
up.
It's definitely not. But I think it's because he was going through recovery. He'd been like 2 years sober, and he was like, I don't just jump into things. And at that time, I appreciated it because at that time, I was fucking everyone on the first date because why not? And he wouldn't. And I thought, this is good. And then we went on a few more dates. And then I did a show and I had a couple drinks and we went home and I was like, we're fucking tonight.
Right.
And he was like, I really don't want to. Let's just do everything else. And we started doing and and then he was
Does he wanna
crying.
do
He's
hand
like, I didn't
stuff?
want to do this. I'm like, that's horrible. Just terrible.
He's an animal in AA, but a crybaby in bed.
All right, so Ali Wong.
So Ali Wong
Sorry.
has a different approach to why dudes will not sleep with you right away.
When a man doesn't sleep with you right away, it's not because he respects you. It's because he has a small dick.
She's so angry about that.
Yeah, I know. Just as God made me,
He's trying
Ali.
to trap you.
That's what she says. She
Funny.
says that you try to. Yeah,
I
that's
see
great.
it. I get it. It's funny.
I have no idea. Once again, another story. I have no idea why this is in the news, except for
Why
the
is it in
fact
the news?
that Ali Wong has a television show on Netflix.
So people are talking about this.
So
Why?
we gotta find this thing.
Well,
from
one of the
3 years
ways you
ago.
can tell in advance if a guy has a small dick even before the first date is if his last name is Wong. That's a tell. Culturally, I don't judge.
That's a tell.
Did this guy have a small dick?
He didn't. He actually had a very nice dick. It was not Tommy Lee's dick, obviously,
right,
but it
sure.
didn't have its own band. It wasn't on tour.
Right.
It was nice. It was, it was a very weird time in my life, and looking back, it just was like I'll never forget it. I mean, I've had really terribly hilarious experience with men throughout the years, and this was just this. I'll never forget this, and I definitely talked about it on stage, rightfully so. And that's what he gets, you know what I mean? And I also, obviously, he also called me an asshole. Oh my god, that was the other thing, because he was mad, he was crying, and then he started hate fucking me because he was mad that he was fucking me, and he was like, fucking asshole. Wow. And I literally, I think I grabbed his shoulder. I go, you have to stop saying that.
He was saying it out loud.
Yes,
during
out loud.
sex.
I wasn't reading his mind. I can do that too, but he was saying that. I don't know where this dude is now, but he's crying somewhere.
All right. Let me ask this, though. As a female comedian, where do you draw the line between, what you can say on stage about partners who may be privy to the information? I was sitting at a comedy club recently, and it was all the comics were kind of sitting in the bullpen back there.
Right.
And one of the female comedians was like, I got to talk about my girlfriend. I guess she was lesbian, and she doesn't want me talking about her. She doesn't like it, but she's a squirter, and I got to get into this. And all the comedians in the room are like, then you can't be with her if you can't talk about it. I'm like, it's one thing to call your stepdad cheap,
right?
But squirter. We're crossing into some very intimate zone here.
It is,
and I agree. There's many things you should be on the table.
Yes,
but everyone was appalled in the room that she wasn't allowed to talk about her girlfriend squirting, and I was kind of the voice of old man Carolla going, tell a knock-knock joke.
Here's the thing. If her girlfriend was like, go ahead, I don't care, I'm very open with that stuff, then okay. If her girlfriend specifically, and this is someone that she's really, I wouldn't do it if who I was with was uncomfortable with it. Now, this guy fucked me, called me an asshole, and cried, and then we didn't see each other again. Open game, right?
Oh,
open,
yeah.
yes,
On
totally.
the table.
My ex-boyfriend also got blackout drunk and pissed in my closet. Also, after we ended, open game. Talk about it all day long. If I'm dating someone and something happens and he's not comfortable with me talking about it, although I don't normally automatically go to, I can't wait to talk about it. There's a lot of things I do, but normally I'm just like, But if he was like, no, I don't want to, and I really like this person and respect, I'd be like, okay, great, I'm not going to talk about it. I have tons of other shit to talk about. So I think if her girlfriend said no, she shouldn't do it.
I know the other comedians deal breaker.
Well,
next, moving on. I'm like,
that's your deal breaker. Do you know how hard it is to find fucking anyone in this world, and you're mad because you can't talk about your girlfriend squirting?
To them, they're vocally saying that my career is more important than my partner, whoever I choose.
Yes, I choose to. I'm sure she has other non-squirting jokes too. Also, squirting jokes are not my favorite.
I don't see how that's funny.
They just lay there.
I don't know.
No pun intended. No, they're so visual. I can't. You know what I mean? Finger banging, squirting. It's too visual when people talk about that shit on stage.
Agreed. All right, sorry. You got another one?
No, that's all I got, boss.
All right. Well,
that's
Tiffany Haddish should be here soon.
She'll get here in the show.
She's here.
A lot better.
She's here.
She's here. All right.
Put it on
fantastic.
the screen, man. All right.
Hey, check out the water cooler.
Check out the water. Oh, wait. She's not.
No, she's pulling in. He's
Yeah.
pointing.
No, I understood. I don't know. Amy
He's
gave
like
me the wave off. Yeah, all right. She's here. That's here enough.
She pulled in the second you asked.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm good that way.
You are.
All right. So Skinny Jody Miller's going to hang out. Tiffany Haddish going to come in, and we're all going to scratch her lotto ticket right after this.